Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here because it actually is Thanksgiving Day and I'm very thankful today. I am having a kind of a low-key Thanksgiving. We didn't travel anywhere. We're not visiting family or anything like that. We're calling our family on the phone and all those fun things. But we stayed home and needed time to relax. So we're just having downtime, and then during my downtime and rest and relaxation, I got caught up on some of my budgeting things. And so now I'm going to do my weekly check-in, which happens every Thursday. So I know I'm not going to spend any money today because I'm not buying any groceries. I'm not doing any of the things, and I'm not going to be shopping online. That's one thing I told myself today. No spending money today on Thanksgiving. We're going to be thankful and grateful for today. So I hope you've had an amazing Thanksgiving because you're probably going to see this on Friday, the next day. And I hope you have an amazing, Thanksgiving travel weekend, whether you're staying at home or whether you're visiting friends and family, whatever it is your family does this time of year. I hope it's been a wonderful time for you and a way to recharge your battery and get ready for Christmas and all the fun things there. I'm doing my week 4 check-in for my weekly check-in right now, and that's the dates of the 19th through the 25th, and the last week of the month starts on the 26th, going into the end of the month on the 30th. So I went ahead and broke it up into 5 weeks just because my budget flowed better that way. And it worked for me. So I'm doing that. So what I'm going to do is actually kind of check in from where I'm spending. And where I do that is here on my calendar. And my calendar, I have a lot of no-spend days. I have spent money before all of this pretty regularly. Nothing unusual about that. At least for me, and I've been tracking it all and it looks pretty good, but these days I was so busy, or I intentionally did not spend because I was waiting for maybe certain sales that are going to come, like on Black Friday or Cyber Monday or whatever. I'm kind of waiting for those things. A lot of things I've already gotten. In fact, my sons, pretty much adult sons, have their Christmas already got all the stuff and ordered, and 90% of it's here. I did come up with something new. I did show this in one of my previous videos, a Christmas spending budget sheet, and I have decided it's not going to look like this. It's actually going to, see if I have it. It actually looks like this. I have this in my shop for sale, but what I'm going to do for the month of December and the end of November going into December is have a link for you guys to get this for free if you watch my YouTube videos, and you find it in the description box below, and I'll make it easy for you to find. But this is Christmas spending, and Christmas spending tracker is just something very simple where you can track the date that you either went to the store and got it, or you ordered online and it came with a tracking number, an amount, and shipped and arrived. And then you can print as many of these as you want. They're in the colors of my December pattern for my budget sheets for next month. And I'm going to actually leave this in the description box. So if you are one of my lucky YouTube channel subscribers, or if you're just watching this video, please subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to start hopefully throwing these up every once in a while for different occasions, different trackers, different things that are free for that season. And I think this is a good one. That's an instant download. You can use it right away, print as many as you need. So if you only have 3 people to write for, you can write for 3 people. And then you can put their name, like, if like my son's name is Jack and I buy everything that he wants from Lego because that's all he asked for. So I would say Jack Lego and put a tracking number or whatever I want, because I always have it shipped so I can get the VIP stuff. I don't have a Lego store near me. But I like getting all the perks of the VIP, and this year I actually saved $50 to get all the points and stuff, so that was really cool. But yeah, I'm going to put this in the description box, and you guys can have it for yourself. But I also do sell it in my store for those that don't watch my channel, don't know me. It is available for purchase, and after Christmas, it still will be probably in my store. I may keep it up for a little while, or I may just change it into something else. maybe have something very similar that's more of a birthday theme or holiday themes for all the other occasions. So this is the first time I've done that, and I really like how this tracker turned out. It was inspired for something I did for myself, and so I'm super excited about that. So what was I talking about? Weekly check-in. So like I was saying before, most of my spending was before, and so I'm not spending a lot here this week. That's why there's so few things written down, and I had several no spend days. So today's Thanksgiving. It's Thursday. I kind of wish I had a turkey sticker to put here. I might find something and put it in later, but I am not spending money today. But you do see this one here for tomorrow, which is the next weekly check-in. This is because here on Wednesday, I actually went to Food Lion. I put it on my credit card because my bank account, I had a few $100s in there. And when I get to $500 in my bank account, I get nervous. So I wanted to go to the grocery store and get what I wanted for the family and for the holiday, to make everything without the worry of, do I have enough cash in the account to do it? And because I keep my credit card paid in a way that I can just pay it right off as soon as I have the transaction, I decided that Friday I will be paying my credit card this amount. It was $167.21. It just made me nervous to actually charge my debit card here so close to payday when the money actually was only going to hit here. And I got lucky because sometimes, depending on the company, my husband's pay actually was meant for Friday, but they posted it midnight on the 24th going into the 25th, so we got it a day early. So that was the other thing. I wanted to make sure nothing else was going to come through. And so to play it safe, I was like, I'm going to charge this one grocery run on the credit card, and then I will pay it and count it with Friday's weekly check-in. Because I'll pay the Visa on that day. So that's kind of why I did that. But I did buy everything on the 24th. But we're only going to focus on the 19th through the 24th for the weekly check-in. Because the cash that's in the checking account will cover this on Friday. So when I do pay the Visa on Friday. And I am paying off the Visa this month. I didn't know if I was going to be able to. It was pretty high what I kind of purchased and stuff, and got a little carried away a couple days, but we are able to squeak in and pay off the credit card and go to zero balance again and prepare for the next month. So I was like, whew, that was close. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop these pages out. I'm going to use my sticky note to list everything in my categories, and then we're going to check in on the budget. I can tell you now, there's 2 areas that I'm way under budget, and I'm very happy, and 2 areas over budget, and I'm not upset about. I kind of knew it was kind of coming, but it's okay. It's going to be fine. So here we go. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have my budget sheets popped out, and I have my spending categories. I color code mine. I don't use expense stickers that are color coded. I just highlight the little boxes in the corner with the color code. I like uniformity, I guess you would say, where matching stickers that match the pattern at the top. And then I have the different colors. When I see a lot of colors and it's the whole sticker, to be honest, my in my vision gets blurry trying to track everything, and it's very hard for me to follow it. It's something about how my brain works, and it's really strange. I've never heard anybody else go through that. I can look at a page with a bunch of words on it, and it'll start swirling in front of me because my anxiety pumps up, and it's like, that's a lot of words, and I've always had reading comprehension issues. So this is why I like to do it this way, where I only have a little bit of color in the corner, but the sticker matches the kit. And I cut my own stickers for this, so that's what I do. So grocery household is highlighted in pink. Restaurants is in blue. Miscellaneous is in green. Gasoline is in orange, and unbudgeted is in yellow. So we are good to go there. And I'm going to scoot this up, bring my calculator down, and we'll just get to the bottom of the page. Trying to make room for all this. So here we go. I'm actually going to move this part of the calendar over, and we're just going to kind of start right here here on the 19th. So the first one I have here is a splurge, kind of Merry Christmas to me. I did purchase a Mary and Martha product. If you see my weekly check-ins before, for the past year, Mary and Martha is one of my favorite places, and not places, but favorite products to order from. And so there was something I had been wanting. It was $30 off, and my friend texted me and said, "Hey, it's $30 off. You've been wanting this. Do you want it now?" I'm like, "Absolutely." So she hooked me up there. And that is, oh, I shouldn't start there because that is a Miscellaneous, and then this is a Miscellaneous, and that is a restaurant. So I am actually going to start with Grocery Household, which is how I always start. Food Lion is the first one here on the Saturday the 20th. I'm sure I just got odds and ends stuff because it's only $22.52. Not a lot of items there for groceries. And actually, that is the only thing I had for groceries that I'm counting for this time period, because here's the other page. I had no spends, and then I had these items. So now we can move on to restaurants. Now, restaurants, we have been very good. I do have type 2 diabetes. I'm recently diagnosed, so I'm new to this, and we have drastically cut out eating out. So this here is the first one. And let's see, restaurants. And that is Papa John's. My sons get pizza on Friday nights. This was $27.84. And then we did go out to dinner with some friends that night. And I think because we were cutting it close on the checking account, I just put it on the credit card and then I paid it off. So I'm not actually counting it in this part of the budget. It's going to be counted as unbudgeted because I put it on the credit card. But technically there was another $50 charge. We went to TGI Fridays for dinner, and we got what we wanted there, and it was really good. But these are the only two real restaurant transactions. But here it was $27.84. It was pizza for my sons. And then on Saturday, my husband and I went to the movies. And these were movie tickets. So tickets for Regal Cinema, $18.48 for a matinee, which I thought was very expensive. But I haven't been to a movie in ages, so I'm like, okay, whatever. And we went and saw the new Ghostbusters Afterlife, which was really cute and a lot of fun just to get out and go to the movies. And to be honest, when we got there was only me and my husband and then another couple in the theater, and that was it. It was just four of us in the theater. It wasn't a big theater. It was one of the smaller ones. But yeah. Now the evening they probably had a lot more seats, sold. But in the afternoon at 2 o'clock when we went to the movie, yeah, there was just four people in the theater. But when we got to the theater, we got the drinks. I got a liter of water, a big Dasani bottle. And then, so I wouldn't drink soda. That's the reason why I did that. A big bucket of popcorn, the largest, no butter. I don't like getting butter because the oil from the butter if I drop popcorn on my clothes, it aggravates me. And then I think my husband got a medium drink. And I can't remember anything else, but it was very expensive. It was $23.38. And sometimes we would just spend that going to, like a fast food place. So I'm like, that's crazy. But I put it under restaurants because it didn't make sense to put it anywhere else. It wasn't a grocery. It was food. I don't have an entertainment category. And so it didn't make sense to put it under Miscellaneous like I would for an entertainment category. But I thought restaurant is food. That makes sense. So we're going to check that, and check that. And let's see. And that is the only restaurant I have. I do have that $50 charge on the credit card, but that's going to be paid a different way, so we're not worried about that. But not a lot of eating out. And I am super impressed with me and my husband on how we are really tackling that. We're saving $200 a month by just barely doing $100 a week on eating out for the entire family of 4 adults. So I think that's really, really good. So let's go ahead and total this up. $27.84 plus $23.38. So $51.22. So I am super excited about that. Next thing I have is Miscellaneous. Now, Miscellaneous is basically anything that is not groceries or eating out or gasoline. So I just kind of have enough money in a pot category, and I can, so we can spend clothes on it. I can get Etsy, purchase Etsy items like stickers and stuff, like movie tickets, or like if we're going to, say we wanted to go to Williamsburg, Colonial Williamsburg, we could do that. So there's these things that we can do, and I budget enough every month that if we wanted to buy tickets for or get a membership to, probably would fit in the month, and that's where I would get the money from. Amazon purchases always come out of Miscellaneous unless it's specifically tied to like groceries. Sometimes I will buy like Tide Pods that my son likes to use for his laundry, and I'll buy it for him and through Amazon, because a lot of the stores around me, they keep those Tide Pods locked in those weird containers with the bands and the plastic containers. I'm like, I don't want to go through the hassle of waiting for them to unlock it. They don't always have the little thing to unlock it, and I'm like, I don't like that. So I just order it and have it delivered. Makes it easier for me. So Mary and Martha, like I said earlier, $80.45. It was a 2-tier wicker tray, and it had glass bottoms and little quotes on the side that were thankful and grateful, and scripture. If you don't know, Mary and Martha products are based on, scripture of Mary and Martha at Jesus's feet when he was teaching. And there's a whole story behind that. But this is a Christian company, and everything they have has like, faith-based stuff all over it, and scripture. So I love that. It's just awesome. Again, the movie tickets, it's a Miscellaneous item, $18.48 for 2 tickets for 2 o'clock in the afternoon, matinee. Oops, too many pages there. And here, let's see, Miscellaneous. We were at Rite Aid yesterday. So yesterday, you may have, I don't know if I've talked about it in some of my other videos, but we took our sons to Rite Aid, had them scheduled for a vaccine for the very first time, and they did excellent. If you don't know, my sons are autistic. One's just about to turn 23 on Christmas Eve. The other one is 17 and a half. And we felt they were just now feeling comfortable and educated and understanding enough, and they were wanting to get the vaccine because they knew for them it was the right decision to make. And so we made their appointments, we took them in, they got their first dose and had 0 side effect except for a sore arm. That was it. That's all I woke up with. So I am thrilled that they were able to do that, and they were making these decisions with us, and very happy about that. Now, Amazon, $83.53. I bought 4 items here. I could have waited. I should have waited, but I didn't. Because last night I saw some things that I definitely needed, and now I'm trying to remember what they are. I do know I take sleep aids at night. I just buy the generic Tylenol sleep aids on Amazon. I get a big bottle. Lasts me for several months. My husband takes one that's a little bit different. It's by Aleve. The chemistry in that one's a little different, so he doesn't have weirder dreams. He usually takes that one. So I got that bottle, and they're about $12, $13 a piece. And then the shoes I like these slip-on Skechers shoes, and they were on sale for $35. And I didn't know how long they were going to keep it on sale, and they're normally $50. So I'm like, I'm going to get the shoes because I wear mine out all the time. And I got I got some socks. And the socks, they have the big toe, the stitch. So if I wanted to wear, like, sometimes I like walking around my house in these specific flip-flops that I have, but my feet get cold. And they help with my feet because I have neuropathy in my feet. And just the way they feel on my feet, that my feet don't hurt as much. And I really wanted to wear my socks and my flip-flops the other night. I'm like, I want to get those socks. So I've got the socks that have the separate the big toe, and yeah, I want to wear my flip-flops around the house. I know it's kind of weird, but when you want to be comfortable, you want to be comfortable. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I bought. And my husband was like, yeah, if that's what's going to help, definitely. So those are the items that we purchased. So we have $80.45, $18.48, and then $14.48 $49 and $83.53. And that is going to give us $196.95. So that is how much we spent, which is considerably low, but I spent a lot earlier this month. Part of it was Christmas gifts, part of it was, and it wasn't even Christmas gifts, it was Christmas stuff for myself, and I used Miscellaneous to pay for it. We didn't budget very well for individual, we just budgeted for the kids. So, and the only thing we have left on these categories is gas. And my husband did have to get gas the other day. He's been driving back and forth from home to the Naval Station Norfolk. And so, yeah, he needed more gas the other day, which we knew was going to happen. $42.17, which meant his tank was really low because he normally doesn't go above $38. So he was cutting it close there. So that is gas. So now what I do is I take those numbers and I flip this over on the back side, and I have my weekly check-in, and I go here and I just create balances and balance forward and budget for the weeks. And so these are the numbers from the budget, and I take what we spent. And since we really didn't spend a lot in grocery household, even though we did technically, I'm counting it to the next paycheck period, so no problem there. $22.52. Restaurants here, $51.22. And then miscellaneous was $196.95. And then $42.17. No unbudgeted, thankfully. And we are going to go ahead and tally this up. So, all right, so we have a total of $312.86. Make that a negative. Add this 55241. There we go. And should total what we balance forward to the last paycheck. And this is kind of where my buffer was sitting at, how much was left in the checking account. So $239.55. I think this is right. I have not pre-done this, so there might be something off here for me. So let's go ahead and do the total. Let's see. So 246.92 minus the 22.52. All right, so we have $224.40, and that is what my spreadsheet shows me, because I have the spreadsheet check the math for me. I do keep this in an Excel spreadsheet as well, but I like writing it out first, or writing it out even though I put it in a spreadsheet, because I actually commit to memory what these numbers are better when I write it out and not so much when I just do an Excel spreadsheet. So I don't typically I like putting my spreadsheet together, but I don't like using it solely because I can't commit it to memory. And that's important to me. So $283.78 minus the $51.22, and that gives us $232.56 in restaurants. Look how much I have left over. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of money that I saved by not going out to eat. Typically by now this would be all used up and I'll have a little bit left at the end of the month, but we have not been using a lot. So we are really excited and proud that we've been able to do this. And this number matches what I have in my Excel. Now the rest of these are going to be negative. So let's see what we have here. So $55.29 minus the $196.95. that doesn't look right. Hold on a second. Try that again. Okay, I am back. So I realized my mistake, and I've kind of already got my paycheck to paycheck budget set up. I've already marked up the numbers. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with this Food Lion. Because the money's already there, because paychecks already actually shown up early, and it's not going to affect anything except for how the numbers flow. I'm actually moving this Amazon, even though I did spend the money on the 24th. It really didn't pop up until I spent it that night, but it didn't show up in my account until today, I think. But I spent it the day before. I'm actually going to move it to Friday as well, because that's not what I have in my transaction logs and stuff. I forgot to put this down. So I'm just going to move this. I use removable matte stickers when I do print and cut my stickers, so they are easy to move from one place to another. And I'm just going to set that right there, and we're just going to pretend, oops, that this isn't part of it. So no problem. All right, so that's going to change my miscellaneous numbers just a little bit. That's why I was looking at it off. I had it recorded in one place, but I didn't have it in the Excel sheet, and I don't want to go back and change my paycheck to paycheck to match this. So let's change this to match the paycheck to paycheck I already had taken care of. So we are going to do this. I love erasable pins. This is a Frixon. I don't know if, oh, there it is. There we go. Frixon Pilot Erasable. I did find these. They're not refillable. I don't like that they're not refillable. The refillable ones are these with the clanky, noisy ones. But I got some of these, and I really like them. So, and this one doesn't make as much noise. So hopefully you can tell that in the video. So we're just going to add this up. Plus 1848 plus 1449. There we go. So we're going to do 113.42 as our budgeted number. And then I'm going to move this out of the way. Go back to my weekly check-in. And I'm going to change this number here. And change it to 113, which is what I used to do my previous numbers, 113.42. And this makes more sense. So let's do the math here. It's still over budget, but it's it will make sense later. If you watch my paycheck to paycheck, it'll make sense later. So 55.29 minus the 113.42. All right, that's what I was looking for, the negative 58.13. Because this is what my Excel sheet shows, and I don't want to confuse myself too much more. That's the best thing about a budget. You can rearrange things and make things work if you make a mistake, and that way you can true it up later. And that's what I'm doing right here. So I'm just making it work. All right, so now that I have that, I need to do the 33.58 negative, because it's a negative number already to start with. Though we hadn't enough to cover what this negative number is, and we're negative for the entire month. We went over a few dollars, and I'll show you that in a minute. And that is negative, or subtract spent $42.17, and that gives us $75.75 for the week. Whoops. In the whole, $75.75. All right, so now we're gonna see if this matches what this is. So $224.40 plus $232.58 and minus, 56. I don't know what I was thinking. 58.13 and minus 75.75, and that's off by $100. Why is that off? Okay, I found the mistake. I changed this number, but I never changed it down here, and that changes this number too. Duh, simple math. I think we learned that in elementary school. Sometimes I just can't believe myself. So we're going to erase these numbers. We're going to come up with the new numbers and we'll see if they match going across and down. So this is now, because I reduced this and moved that one transaction to the next paycheck period, 22 plus 52 plus 51, 22 plus 113, 42 plus 42, 17. So now I have total spent $229.33. Make that negative. I'm going to add it to what I planned right here. So that is $552.41. And that gives me a new number. Let's see, 32308. And now let's see if it works. So 224.40 plus 232.56 minus 58.13 minus 75.75. And yes, it works. Check and check. So we are good to go. Whew. Scared myself for a minute there. So this is basically what's balancing forward into the last week of the month of November. And we are going to set up our weekly check-in for the last week. And I always budget certain amounts. I do believe, based on where I'm at with the gasoline, I may, even though I budgeted $70 here, I may not use that to put in here because we're not going to probably need gas for this before the end of the month. And if we do, we'll just take it out of the buffer of the checking account. It's not a big deal. The money will be there. It should be enough to absorb that, and I'm not too worried about that. So let me see. I'm going to write this out and see how it's going to work. So what I do here is these ending balances for these categories are my new beginning balances here. And then I add a certain amount of money that I have listed down here for the week, and that is the budget. So let's see if I made any changes or what I did. So to be honest, I can't remember what I did this morning playing with the budget. Obviously, I forgot a few things. So let me take the time to write this out, and I'll write the budgeted amount, and I'll be right back.
Do you recall when we were young, running from all things at once, without thinking twice?
Okay, I have my categories written out. I was going to just go ahead and fill it in, but then I stopped myself because I need to explain a little further. So obviously I had $224.40 left over, and what I budgeted was $225 for the rest of the month. Now I wanted to make sure I had everything I needed for Thanksgiving, and then enough groceries going into the after Thanksgiving. So I just didn't want to have enough for the holiday and then kind of run out. So we have plenty of money here. So 225 added to that. That gives us a substantial amount of money. Let's see, I gotta put this over here. So that's $449.40, which is perfect. And definitely enough to go ahead and cover that one transaction I showed you earlier that I moved. So this food line. So obviously moving it was fine. Everything was fine. So I did that. And then the next thing I have, trying to make sure everything's on camera here, is the restaurants. So because we have not been eating out as much because of my medical condition, and really trying to take care of ourselves and be healthy, I still have $232.56 budgeted for restaurants. Now I use the exact same budget I have been using for a long time, and which was $650 a month. And this month, or this week, it's $130. And we have been averaging about $100 a week in restaurant or eating out. So we are significantly reduced compared to the previous times. And so what we plan to do in December is only give ourselves, I think we're going to take $200 out. So that will be $450 because it is a holiday. So who knows? We might have to go out a little bit more. Restaurants, so that's what I had. And then I'm going to add the $130. just to keep in line with the budget I had already planned. So if we don't spend it, it's just extra money that's going to compensate for the overages that you're going to see here in just a second. So $362.56 is what we have here. And that matches my spreadsheet, so that's awesome. And then next we have the 5813 up here. And I have 110, so that's negative, and 110 is what I'm adding to this. There we go. So that leaves me a positive number of 5187. Now, if I go over in this category, restaurants will cover for it. Grocery household, that's more than enough for the last few days of the month. So going into the first of next month, so that's kind of cool. And if we need to buy more gas, that is fine as well. What do I show? No, I do have gas that I'm budgeting for. So, I do plan to add $70, but it's still going to keep us negative. So it's 75 negative. And, I'm adding $70 to that. So we are negative $5.75 for the entire month. And if we buy gas again between now and the end of the month, that will increase that negativity, or not negativity, negative number. But it should be compensated by the restaurants and the groceries because I have plenty in those two categories. So if I have to get gas, it's not a problem. We can still get gas. We have plenty of money to do that with. And, you know, gas is one of those things you have to have. And with gas prices going up, it's really putting a pinch on people's ability to travel and into their budgets and stuff like that. So we're definitely bumping up our gas budget for the next year, next month, going into the next year. We usually do $250, and we've been doing that for a year or more. And we're probably going to do $350 going forward. And that does include enough to travel to Raleigh, North Carolina and back from where I live, which is 3 hours away. So there's that. And I'm going to put 0 for unbudgeted. Oh, I can't do that yet. I haven't gone through the week to spend. I'm just excited for the month to be over and getting into December. So let's total this up. And this will tell us what we have in the budget for going into the last week of November and how much money we will have available to spend. So we have $449.40 plus $362.56 plus the $51.87 minus the $5.75. That just keeps it within budget the way I had planned. So that gives a lot of money, $858. Whew. And 8 cents. There we go. So that is quite a bit of money. And we should have a pretty decent amount of money to cover anything that comes up, and the spending categories and entertainment and stuff like that. If we need gas, that's fine. So yeah, I feel pretty good about this, even though we're in the hole for the month for gasoline. If we go a little bit further, I'm fine. I know we're not going to go too much further into grocery household. I may make one more grocery run for meats for next week because I buy them weekly as far as what I need for meats. And we have to meal plan that out. And then restaurants, that's kind of like our buffer now, because I know we'll have pizza night on Friday night for the boys. And I don't know if we're going to have pizza night with them or if it's just them and we're going to do something else. But that's probably the only night we're going to go out, and that could be, what averages about $28 for the boys, and then another $30, $40 for us, depending on where we go out to eat, unless we go somewhere really, really nice. And I'm actually not sure what we're going to do, but we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. So that is where I am with the budget. That's plenty, way more than what we really need. Obviously, I've already spent some of that. As you saw, I took a couple stickers and moved them over here for the Friday of the 26th. That payday actually happened here on the 25th, so everything's already covered financially. there's not a problem with that. This will just be part of the next week's weekly check-in. So it's already been reduced. What about, let's see, how much would that be? 83.53 plus 167, 21, and make that a negative and add the 858.08. So this is what I actually have, $600 for the time period of the last week. I still have plenty of money for groceries and gas and a little bit of eating out, and then that should be it. That should be pretty good. So I'm curious to see what week 5 is and closing out the month. This weekly check-in will not happen until, let's see. Sorry about that. I got cut off and had to start recording again. I was talking about when I would do next weekly check-in. I only have this scheduled going all the way to the 30th. I don't know if I want to add these 2 days and do it another Thursday, starting on the 2nd of December, and carry, if that $600 can carry us through, even though all this money will be here for the first of the month checks that my husband normally gets. If I can keep it within that $600, I might just do the weekly check-in here. If I feel like I need to do it earlier, I will do it earlier. But it won't be until after the 1st of December before you actually see the closeout with the weekly check-in, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. It's just that the months kind of fall funky every once in a while. But the weekly check-in turned out great. I am happy with it. No problem with the negatives. I just want to make sure I have enough for everything that I need. And I have $600 available because I already have a couple transactions that I'm taking out of this time period. And yeah, we are good to go, at least until the end of the November, and maybe even going into December for the first couple days. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And I hope you have an amazing and blessed day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
And I knew it would catch up, and that we would be the ones left behind. The stories I've been told, they never seem to leave my mind. And this road that I